Hello Physical Fiends, it's Jordan here with another worth of purchase where I play a game for a short amount of time to see if I would buy it myself. Today I'm taking a look at multiple games because it's the Super Technos World, River City and Technos Arcade Classics, which is a long-winded name but a rather interesting release. It is releasing digitally right now, but this is Physical Paradise and I only care about physical releases, and this does have a physical release but not in the West, so it is a little bit complicated. Stick to later in the video for the details of that, but links are down below in the description and pinned comment if you want it immediately. But firstly, let me talk about the game itself. This is a retro compilation of 12 games from Technos, mixing some Super Famicom releases and arcade titles of the Kunio-kun series, as well as some random arcade games they found down the back of the sofa. Why has this interested me so much? Well, because for many of the games in this collection, it will be the first time they have been released in English. The Kunio-kun or River City games, they've always trotted out the NES games time and time again because they were always in English anyway. They had English versions available, whereas these Super Famicom releases, for most of us, it will be something new and fresh. Let's go through them quickly with some opinions about them. River City Renegade is kind of a mix of the original Renegade and River City Ransom. It doesn't have the chibi art style of Ransom, but it does have the RPG elements in an adventure beat 'em up. You can level up, you can explore, get into a few rumbles, and when I say a few, I mean a lot of them. You know, everyone's up for a scrap here. I found myself getting beat up a lot early on, so there is a little bit of grinding for sure. You need to level up before you can get far in the game. Thankfully, you keep all your stats and stuff after being defeated, so it's more persistence than anything. It feels like it's going to be interesting to delve deeper, if a little bit slow-paced. Kunios Dodgeball Time, Come On Guys, and Super Dodgeball are two separate dodgeball games, one for the Super Famicom and one for the Neo Geo arcade system. The NES rendition is one of my favorite NES games, so it's interesting to sample the gameplay on more powerful hardware. Sadly, I have found the Super Nintendo rendition, or Super Famicom version, to be a little bit disappointing due to poor performance and jittery animation. But I think the Neo Geo version is fantastic. It's personality filled with huge sprites that really bring this arcade sports title to life. The gameplay is quite different too, and all the better for it. Even though I am terrible at it, I could happily pick this up and play it anytime. Downtown River City Baseball Story, Play Ball Kunio. I don't know anything about baseball, I have no interest in baseball, but if there is anything that might kindle an interest in the sport, it's probably gonna be this. There is a story to go through, special powers, and of course, a bunch of personality to make it probably the most appealing 16-bit baseball game that I can think of. I definitely want to give it more time in the future. I did find it a bit awkward to get to grips with, where I was on the pitch, when there's a ball flying about, but it's something I think I could get used to if I just gave it more time. Kunios Odin is a simple puzzle game that takes the rules of either Puyo Puyo or columns, depending on which mode you use. You can't go wrong with a cheeky pick up and play action puzzle game in these kind of collections, because it's just something a bit different. Is it as good as the games that it tries to compare to? Probably not. I think by 1994, the Super Famicom wasn't really the place to be for a successful game like this, but it seems fun enough, very harmless. Xiand Slina, I don't even know how to say this thing. It is the oldest game in this package. In the West, this was called Solar Warrior or Soldier of Light for its European home computer conversions. And yeah, despite this version being an arcade release, you can see why Europeans would have definitely wanted it on their Amiga. It mixes side-scrolling run and gun with a horizontal shmup for each stage. You can take on the levels in any order you want, Mega Man style, and it's alright. It's neither Turrican nor Mega Man, it's the Turriman that you have at home. But that's fine, it does a decent enough job. As the oldest game in this package, it still holds its own against the young'uns. China Gate is a game based around Sun Wukong, the Journey to the West mythology. If I ever get around to doing a video retrospective on this kind of legend, I'll definitely add this to my list because I'd never heard of this game before. But yeah, it's a side-scrolling action beat 'em up. Well, I say side-scrolling, it's more vertical. This is like Double Dragon if they gave it a Journey to the West sprite swap, which means it's pretty fun, but of the list of beat 'em ups in this video, there's some tough competition, and I do think it is slightly down on the pecking order, but I do appreciate the colourful artwork. There's a lot of verticality here, but the levels are quite repetitive. Shadow Force, I don't need to talk about too much because it's ninjas taking down robot ninjas. It's impossible not to be fun. This might low-key be one of my favorites on the package so far. It's hard, as you'd expect from an arcade game, but still a lot of fun once you get used to the controls, or, as I am enjoying, button mashing. It's working for me. I am perplexed as to why they never tried bringing this to the Super Nintendo. Seems like it would have been an easy win. The Combat Tribes is available in two forms, its Super Nintendo release as well as arcade release. The Super Nintendo release came out 2 years afterwards, and it promises smoother gameplay compared to the original arcade, but for me, as a shallow git, the gorgeous arcade visuals are far more pleasing to the eye. The character sprites, the backgrounds, all way better, and the game itself is a fun enough time. It's not like your Streets of Rage jobbo. Each level is more like a stage in a fighting game, just lengthened on each side. Like, you can't really go far, clear all the goons, and then the boss will appear. There's not much to it in terms of level design, but I did find the wrestling style moves pretty fun. I mean, who doesn't enjoy swinging people around, knocking out others? Although I will say the bosses are absolutely cheesing gits. So Dune Quest ++ Dice Nix is one of two games in this package that does not have English. They did not go to the effort of translating it for this release, and personally, having quickly sampled it, it doesn't really appeal to me. Although, a 16-bit party game does seem like it was kind of ahead of its time. It's like mixing JRPG party stuff, and yeah, I know it's not for me. Dune Quest is the last one, and again, it's only in Japanese. It's an action RPG, and this is the most disappointing aspect of the whole package. I get that they didn't think it was worth translating an RPG that most people won't play. That's only one game in a 12-game package. They had easier and bigger priorities, but I can't help feel that this would have been an absolute icing on the cake for this release if it did have English. As it is, well, it's quite difficult to enjoy, just wandering around dungeons, doing some very simple action RPG-ness, and you talk to some people, and yeah, I didn't really get far, and sadly because there's no English, I have no desire to continue. According to the PR, the developers have addressed known game-breaking bugs that were originally in the game, so that's nice. You also get save features now, and you can also play online, which is cool. Not that I will ever take advantage of that, but it's nice for those who, would. Now, before we get into the physical release, if you are new here and you enjoy physical media, physical video games, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button. Not only do I provide useful content and information, but the bigger this channel is, the more publishers may pay attention to the demand for proper physical video games. So by subscribing, you'll also be doing the industry a favor as well, and doing me a favor, of course. So the physical release for this is only in Japan and Asian regions on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. It is entirely possible that there may be a future Western release, maybe with limited run or something like that, but all we know right now is that Japan, Hong Kong, and Southeast Asia are getting a physical release, and the games will have English, aside from the two games I mentioned before. And while all these versions do have English, only one of them has an English cover, and that is the Southeast Asian version. If you want to get any of them, they are listed down below in the description and pinned comment. Any purchase made via those links massively helps support me and this channel to keep providing useful physical content for you guys. If you choose Play Asia, you can also get 5% off if you use the code Jordan2025. If you choose VGP, you can get free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian bucks. That's less than 60 American dollars these days. Overall, would I purchase this physically myself? Yeah, I would. I love a good retro compilation, especially of games that we've rarely seen before, and this suits me perfectly. It's a reasonable price, and the games, while none of them are groundbreaking like essential titles, there is enough variety and fun, accessible games that we haven't seen before. The Super Nintendo Dodgeball is a bit dodge, and most of the games do exhibit signs of, not aging gracefully, but I've enjoyed sampling them, and most I would play again more in depth. I would definitely add this to my physical collection. How about you? Do you plan on picking this up? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to keep up to date with all Switch physical releases, hit that subscribe button. It will be the best thing you do today. But also, have a fantastic day as well. Yeah, that's important too. Take care.